My name is Allison Sipple, and I am from Allie's Kids. We are a horseback riding program for individuals with special needs and also typical students. We have one-on-one horseback riding where everyone has an individual lesson that meets their specific needs. We are not therapeutic. We consider ourselves a typical horseback riding program that happens to have a few students with special needs. We're fully inclusive. We compete in the Special Olympics and also a number of other local horse shows. We're 100% volunteer, so nobody gets paid, and we have a bunch of adults that come out and help us on the weekend, and most of my students are also volunteers. It's called Allie's Kids, A Journey of Horses, Love, and Inclusion, and it's basically just the story about how Allie's Kids got started. It introduces all the horses in our program and kind of talks a little bit about our philosophy and teaching method and has some funny stories.
I'm a CCI facilitator, and this is my dog Willie, and I'm talking a little bit about how to get a dog. So the first step to get a CCI dog is to apply online for an application, and they'll send you a paper application. When you get it, they'll ask you all kinds of questions about, any disabilities that you have, how your house is like, where you live, family, other pets you may have, and then once you hand that in, they call you for a phone interview. And the phone interview is kind of the same thing. They're just trying to get to know you a little bit. And from a phone interview, they invite you to an in-person training. So you go for half a day to one of their campuses, and you actually get to work with dogs and learn. They get to learn more about you, and you get to learn more about what they do and what the dogs are capable of. And after that day, they place you on the waiting list. So that process is about 3 to 6 months. After you're on the waiting list, it's about a year to 2 years until you're actually placed with a dog. They really try to match you up with your personality and your needs, sort of what the dog can do for you, what you need the dog to do for you to make your life easier and to assist you in the best way possible. Once you're a year or 2 years are up, you actually get invited to a training when they have a dog for you, and it's a 2-week training, very intensive, all day long. It's at 9 to 5. You learn all about dog handling, dog behavior, dog grooming and health, and how to train dogs to do new commands, and you learn all the commands they know. They know about 45 commands or so, so she can pick things up from the floor or pull doors open and all those kind of things. So after that 2 weeks, you're given the dog to take home with you. You have to take a public access test and a written test, and if you pass all that, you get to take a dog home. Anybody who's applying for a dog, the service is completely free. After you are placed with the dog is your responsibility as far as vet bills and food bills go. If there's any issue with the illness or something, there is funding or scholarships to help pay for major vet appointments, but essentially it's a completely free program until you get the dog.
Lower your hips and duck. So now, what's your name? Look at Ann. Everyone look at Ann right now. Check this out. I swing her head. What? Come across. And she's sitting right there. Want to try? This hurts a little bit. Move. Stop. Ready?
Brad Design started, I don't know how many years ago. How many years ago, Brad? 19 years ago, when he decided to do a design for the Matheny Christmas card. I got the Christmas card at home and had no idea that he did this. I turned it over and it said designed by Brad, and I looked at him, I said, you should go into the card business. And that was my big mistake, because Brad then started a card business immediately, and he began with this particular card because his sister got roses for Christmas, and they were sitting on the counter, and he decided to paint them. Since his father and I were both painters, amateur, he had all the equipment right there, so all he had to do was say, I want to do it. And he proceeded to start his painting of his pictures, and then we made them into cards. He communicates by using the numbers on his board. The numbers are attached to words, and he can make a sentence, or else he uses his talking computer, a Dynavox, which he has his programs in, and he has his speech for his new business called UCan. and that's a motivational speaker. He has his whole program in there, and he gives talks at different universities and colleges around, and he wants to pursue that by speaking at different groups, trying to motivate teachers to do more training and help, and students wanting to do it, and they could see what Brad does and they can also do it.